Hello guys and welcome to another Battlefield 1 video. Today is something very different from me because it's a video on attack planes, and I pretty much never use planes. I've used them very few times, and I actually managed to get quite a good score with one of them today. I went on a 31 kill streak on Quentin Scar operations, so I thought I'd post gameplay and try and give you some tips on how to use them, but I warn you, I don't think of myself as a very good pilot at all on this game, so I'm not sure if this will help, but if it does, then that's all good. So my first tip, mainly, is probably the most obvious and the easiest one to help out, and it's just keep aware of what's going on in the game, really. As you can see in these first few clips, I'm just really doing a load of strafing runs down on Objective A, and that's because that's the objective that's been taken by the enemies. So you just want to make sure you know what's kind of going on the ground, make sure you know which objectives are being taken, where all the enemies are at, and that will give you a lot more opportunities for getting kills with the planes. And then another tip that kind of goes hand in hand with that is try to get a long run up when you're coming up to your targets. So as you can see here, I normally go quite far off the map and then come around for another strafing run. This just gives you an opportunity to kind of get your bearings and to see where the enemies are, and it just allows you to line up your shots a bit easier. Obviously it helps if teammates are spotting enemies because they appear on the map with the little red dot, but if not, then just take a long run up and that will help out a lot. Now, I find that if you fly closer to the ground when you're going for your strafing runs, it makes it easier to hit the targets, because when you're higher up there's more travel for the bombs. They get a bit more forward travel when you drop them because they're in the air for longer. So if you're close to the ground, it's a lot easier to just drop the bombs right on the top of the enemies, whereas if you're a bit higher up, then you need to give them a bit of a delay. So you drop them a bit before you reach the targets there. So pretty much I haven't really worked it out, but it's just guesswork for me. I just kind of guess where to let them go. I know you can look down through the scope, but I just find it easier to fly, worry about flying, keeping the plane off anything on the ground, because I am known to crash into quite a lot of things. I'm not the most skilled pilot when it comes to manoeuvring. So those are some of the tips. I'm just thinking if I've got any others, really, and to be honest, I haven't. I don't know what I'm doing in the plane most of the time. It's just all pretty much luck, these kills. I got really lucky because there were enemy planes up, but they weren't really bothered. They were going for kills themselves, as you can see there, just going straight past, so it was relatively easy not to get shot. If there are AA guns, you want to try and either stay away from them or take them out, because they do quite a lot of damage to the attack planes. What loadout am I using? I believe it's the ground assault or something it's called. It's the ground one with the rockets or the mortars you can drop and the machine gun. A good tip is if you have a long run up to your target, unload a few rounds, as you can see here, with the gun, and then you can kind of work out if there are enemies there if you can't see them, because it gives you hit marks if you hit any enemies. So that's always another good tip. And of course, if your plane gets damaged, make sure you level out first before repairing, otherwise you will crash. And just try and get to cover, because you can't repair when you're taking damage. So that's pretty much all my tips. I hope it helps out a bit, and I may do some more videos on planes, I may do some more videos on tanks, but we will see. But thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.
We have lost objective apples.
Hate to say this, but we've lost the objective!